Hey, it's Ocean and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a creative sim and this is going to be vanilla, aka CC free, so no custom content, no nothing. They will eventually be on the gallery, but I cannot put them up there right now because this is actually for a special project that I have well, not me, but I have made this family for another creator that I truly admire and appreciate in the community. And I cannot wait until they show you what they've been working on. And I feel so honored to be able to assist with that. So this is a family for them, and I'll be able to share the family and everything once that's out, which I don't know when yet. So yeah, but I just really couldn't wait to share this family because I wanted to talk about their story. And when I do these things, I feel like they inspire you also to jump into creative sim. If you have CC or you don't have CC, who cares? You can still make a family with an amazing dynamic that feels very in-depth and real. So meet the Westfall household. I made them about a week and a half ago. And at first I debated. I was like, should I share this? Because I feel like no one does creative sims anymore, we used to make sims and talk about them. I feel like, I really itch for that content sometimes. I just want to hear people's stories, and I really love content like that. So yeah, here's the family. This is Tiffanie. She is the matriarch, the mom, I don't want to call her the head of the household, but she's unintentionally just like the queen of the household. She is accompanied with her husband and their 3 boys, and I'm going to get into them later. So she is a businesswoman. Okay, clearly. No, I'm just kidding. But she's a businesswoman. I gave her eye bags because she has a lot of sleepless nights. I feel like she probably works in the business career, but she also has a side business. She is a maker sim, and she probably does candles on the side, something with fabrication. I hope I said that word right. Fabrication. That does not sound right. I keep saying it. You ever say a word over and over and it doesn't sound right? Yeah, that's that word for me. But that's what I feel like she works in on the side, and she hopes to make that her main income source one day. So this is Tiffanie. She is a loving mom, but she's also a stern mom. So she's going to give it to you the way that it is. She's going to be honest with you. She's going to expect greatness from you. She's going to help you succeed, but she's also going to make sure that hey, when you wake up on Sunday, make sure my house is clean. She's that kind of mom where if she's been working all day and she asks you to get the chicken out the freezer and you don't do it, expect there to be some repercussions. Okay. She's very nice, supportive, and helpful and loving. She has just this amazing nurturing spirit, but she's also just very stern in her own right. And I love her. She's just mom. So that is Tiffanie. I made her first. I started off with the mom, and that was just all she wrote. So this is Tiffanie. She has her husband, Jamison, and her son, Chance, Ethan, and Trent, which I will go back on their names, but I love their names because they're just so simple. I will generate a name and use the randomize button for the names. And if nothing clicks, then I start to think let me think, what classmates did I have back in 2008? Did anyone have a cool name that I could use for this sim? If the names aren't hitting and create a sim just automatically generated, then I just switch it and I go next. But I love the outfits. One thing I can say about vanilla gameplay, which again, this video, even though this is a creative sim and I'm going to kind of describe briefly the family and who they are, I'm also just using this time to chit chat with you because I love doing that. So if you're watching this video, you're probably not new to my channel. You're probably someone that comes and watches me, because I realize that some people don't like videos like this anymore. They want straight to the point videos. They want mod reviews or just videos where, I don't know, those one-off videos. And I just love how personable we can get with this. So I have completed, but I've added likes and dislikes for all of the sims, but I won't go over them because I do want it to be something where it's kind of figured out. I will say with the mom, she loves baking but doesn't like cooking. So the dad actually cooks, and she'll bake a nice little dessert or whatever for dinner, but he actually mainly does the cooking. I love doing that because I like breaking gender norms. I hate when people think that if you're a woman of the household that you're the cook or you're the chef, you're the one that makes all the nice home cooked meals, the pioneer woman. And it's you know what? Not all women like to cook, and not all women can cook. And most importantly, even if they could cook, that doesn't mean they want to cook all the time. you know. So I like to break gender norms in my household. I tend to do that a lot, just to add that, like, you know, refreshing kind of gameplay. A lot of the times, like, I used to get stuck in this trap of making my Sims into like caretakers and home nurturers, because that's how I am. But at the same time, that's not how everybody is. So I do try to represent that in my game. So here is the dad, Jamison. He has an awesome body. It's awesome, like what's it called, like brolic, like, or brawl, like, what's that word when it's like a thick muscular body. I don't know the word, but that's his body type, and I love it. Like, he's a big teddy bear, but he's strong, and I love him for that. Actually, because I made this family like a week and a half ago, I forgot his traits. Like, Jamison kind of just was squeezed into the household, and not that I'm not passionate about his character, but I just don't quite remember what it is. Oh yes, I do remember. He is retired military, which, you know, now he's just kind of like living his life. I forgot his traits, but I know that, yeah, he's retired military. He's kind of just living his life now. He does value the family. He's home more than anyone. And now he's just kind of trying to find things to fill his time with, which I thought would be fun, because that means you could make Jamison do anything, you know, and he could explore with fishing or knitting, or he could go bowling on Tuesday with his buddies. Like, he is that one character that you can do anything with, and you don't really necessarily have to send him to work or school, or maybe he would want to go back to school and get a degree. Like, I have like my my father-in-law is retired military also, and went back to school again, and it's just getting a degree just because, like, you know, because he can do that. I think that's just so cool that no matter what age you are, you can go and do that for yourself. I've actually been thinking about going back to school too. Like, see, this is why you don't want to miss videos like this, because I can get a little personal. I've been thinking about going back to school, and the only thing I can really see myself doing, you all, is either nursing or being in the medical field somehow, some way, or like teaching. I've been kind of looking into teaching. My husband makes jokes, and he always says like I would be a great teacher, like especially for like the little kids. And so I'm always like, you know, and I'm really heavily involved in my children's education. Like, I'm like a stickler on it. So I was thinking, you know what, is it too late to do that? No, like, it's not too late to do that. Like, I could go back to school and kind of accomplish those things. So that's where Jamison came in for me. I was like, wow, this is brilliant, to make a sim that, you know, loves to, you know, keep his body fit and has all this free time, and you can do anything with him. And I know, like, when I made a military sim before, I had someone say like, like, not the military and stuff. And you know what, like, just because I'm from the United States, I'm not super duper patriotic. I don't even care about the politics of it all. But what I'm saying is, I know a lot of people that just in my family and everything where they are military. So I am not biased to it. It is a career choice when I make it for my Sims, and it's still a sacrifice. So I don't really like care for comments like those, because I'm like, you know, they may have had a different perspective. So I do understand that. But when I do choose that for my Sims, it is their career choice. And I'm not thinking like why, the rhyme or reason. It is the Sims. It's just their career choice and what they chose. Okay. So yeah, you know, I'm just saying, like, be easy now in the comments. But here's the oldest son. He's a teen, obviously. And this is kind of like the responsible, like, kid, the kid that always did what his parents asked him to as a kid. And now that he's growing into his own person, like him and his dad now, this is Chance, by the way, his name is Chance. Now him and his dad kind of have a distant relationship, or difficult, I think is what I put, difficult. And it's because Chance is really kind of just discovering himself, you know, his style of clothes. Sometimes his dad is like, why are you wearing that? Or what, like, is that the style nowadays? And he questions a lot of the things that Chance does. And it's like, you know, Chance is growing up. And that's what Tiffanie tries to tell Jamison. She's like, look, your son is growing up. You're going to push him away. Let him figure out himself right now. And Chance is like fresh teenager too, like 14, 15 in my eyes. You know, he's really discovering himself in these moments. So I feel like Jamison is so used to his oldest just being his right-hand man and helping him cut grass and doing all that fun stuff, that it's like really sad to see that firstborn growing up, which I can really relate to, because seeing my firstborn growing up and changing according to his personality also, because different children have different needs. So like you can't treat all your kids the same or parent them the same. Like the same way that they parented Chance, they can't parent the other two kids with that I'm about to explain. They can't really do that with them because they're different. And that's important in parenting to me, realizing that you can't necessarily have a one size fits all because each human has different personalities. So if you're hard on one kid and then too soft on the other, like you might not get like the same results doing the same thing for each kid. And I think that's what Jamison's realizing. Like Chance is growing up and it's just Ethan and Trent, and Ethan is the middle child. Ethan thinks he's Miles Morales. Ethan is the celebrity of the family. Not a celebrity, but the star of the family. He is the kid that makes himself known. And on accident, unintentional, Ethan dresses like, Spiderman, Miles Morales. That's like his thing. He had to have his hair cut like Miles Morales too. He was very like, adamant about that. He thinks he's a superhero. He's still very childlike, even though him and Trent are close in age. But he is just in his own world. And that's kind of like what I wanted for the middle child. Like I didn't want him to be like difficult or anything. Like a lot of times we play on stereotypes when we make Sims or just even thinking of stories. But I wanted Ethan to be the fun kid. Like normally stereotypically it might be the youngest even. But like no, Ethan has a boo-boo. I call him boo-boos, a little scratch on his chin because he hurts himself so much because he thinks he is Miles Morales. In the house, he's like, don't call me Ethan, call me Spider-Man. And when he goes out in public, sometimes he tries to dress up and Tiffany's like, we're not doing that now. So I actually made his outfits a little reminiscent of Spider-Man. Like I just dressed him in a lot of red. Like red is his favorite color, red and black. And I don't even know if I did a good job doing this because again, I know if I had my custom content, I probably could have snapped on this, but I just worked with what I had. And that's the one thing that I love about vanilla or just a vanilla game in general, because you never realize how many amazing items you have and you don't really need much. In fact, sometimes I like playing with no CC because I don't think so much about what the characters have to look like, and more so I focus on the gameplay. So that's there's that. But yeah, I really, really like the way that Ethan came out. He is also someone where he, really sporty, loves to wear sneakers. And I know you're probably thinking, well, Jamison probably bonds with Ethan the most, being that Ethan's like a little athletic, likes to do stuff, go outside and stuff. And it's true. Jamison actually tries to lean more so towards Ethan because Ethan still thinks it's cool to like, go rock climbing or something like that. He's still very like rambunctious in that sense. And I gave him the new aspiration that came with growing together. But I also think Ethan is a little too childish for Jamison because I feel like he's so like in his own head about superheroes and stuff, and Jamison's trying to talk to him about sports, and he doesn't care about sports. He cares about parkour and superhero stuff. So there's just like this funny dynamic here. Lastly, I cannot wait to talk about Trent. I'm running out of time here. I'm seeing my video is about to end. Trent is the loner. He's the youngest, but he's the loner. He's the one that's probably going to grow up and be a fashion designer. He dresses himself. He loves to ask his mom to buy his clothes off of Zara Kids. He is very like they all have phones, but he's the social media savvy one. So him and Chance are actually close because Trent acts a little bit older for his age. And I definitely feel like he's an artist. So that is all the kids. I hope you all enjoy this family when I do put them on the gallery. But I also hope this video just inspires you just anyway as a simmer making Sims. So if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Just keep simming. Always, always, always stay wavy. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.